States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're gonna do roll call. Connie Hargis.
Here.
Shirley Richards. Here. Donna Lashley. Here. Sarah Wilson.
Here.
And Todd Hayes. Not here. The first item on the agenda is the bond ordinance meeting. This is the bond ordinance meeting, 2026-4. Do you want to talk about it? The bond ordinance?
So, I mean, it's an ordinance essentially providing for financing for the sewer project. The line sewer project, and today you'll consider it. Vote on that. That has to be unanimous, and then there'll be a second vote where you guys will actually approve the ordinance itself.
Okay, do they do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So the first vote will be to consider the ordinance on the same day that it's introduced, and the second
Okay.
is to approve the ordinance itself.
Does anybody have any questions?
No.
Do I have a motion to consider bond ordinance 2026-4?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do I have a motion to accept bond ordinance 2026-4? Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
I said flavor.
I thought you did.
And Mr. Eric is here. Yep.
I've got, engineering agreements today. So,
Yay.
Actually got 3. The let's, one of them, I don't think we talked about the Board of Public Works, so if we want to wait on that, that one's okay. But the first one I have is for, wastewater improvements project. This is actually related to the time extension, which we've talked about, on the wastewater treatment plant portion of it, which is Division A. They were originally scheduled to be complete in January, and materials that were late getting here. They had weather delays, legitimate delays. That has extended that through basically July, I think of this year, July, just suddenly they're going to be done. We hadn't adjusted our contract associated with the time because we were looking pretty good. We've stretched our time out basically longer than what we thought it was going to be. And I wanted to wait to see when I was pretty sure that they were going to be done before we projected what we were going to need for the extension.
Okay.
So that's what this is. It's $162,000. It will be covered under the contingency funding that's within the budget package that you have. So it's all within there. And then this will go to real development for approval. So they will do the process payments.
Okay.
So, but that is engineering amendment number 3. I would ask for your consideration of that.
Do I have a motion to accept and pay? Number 3, what did you say?
Amendment.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Second item I have is amendment number 1 is for the lead service line replacement project that we bid a couple of weeks ago. If you'll recall, we added the week of the bid a number of mandatory alternates to that bid. We had opened another project the week before. I think it's coming out a lot better than what we had budgeted. So we added mandatory alternates to pick up, I think it was an additional 100 investigations in town and replace some of those. Those were, it came in good, so we're able to accept those, but they have no direction on where they're supposed to check those out. So nor do we have time built in if they need more time to investigate that. That's about 45% of what we did plan, so it's a pretty big number.
Yeah.
So what this is for us to basically provide plans to give them direction on that and then continue to monitor that during construction. It's 102,000. Amendment number 1, and it is also covered by the grant that you guys got,
Okay.
that the city got for this.
Do I have a motion to accept amendment number 1?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I was gonna say favor again.
And the last one I have is the 2026 water loss audit. So you guys are, the city is any public water system to perform a water loss audit every year, and then years you have to validate the audits from the previous year and the current year. It's a requirement from the state. It's a federal requirement now. It's more than just saying we use this much water and we got paid for this much water. There's quite a bit that goes into it. There's actually a solid package by American Water Works Association that we have to use in order to turn that in. We generate a report associated with that. It actually has what they call a data validity grade associated with it that tells how confident we are in the numbers that we're providing. It's a statistical nightmare, but it's necessary. It's a requirement. The way that they're regulating it is through the Indiana Finance Authority. So if you want to go to Indiana Finance Authority and get funding, which you are, you have to show that you've done your water loss audit and done the validation. And you have to be licensed to do the validation, and it can't be the same person that does the audit. So we'll do it internally. We'll have one person do the audit, another person do the validation, prepare the reports, and then help you guys upload it. $6,500 for all of that, and it's due by August of this year. So that would be task order number 2026-2.
Do I have a motion to,
Those funds.
It'll come out of your water budget.
Okay,
Water,
so we do it.
yes.
do I have a motion to accept and pay 2026-2 for the water loss audit?
I'll make,
Go ahead.
okay, I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll say.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all.
Great.
It's a lot of money.
I know.
For such a
Get you
short.
with 3 of
Getting
them.
closer. But we're getting closer.
Yeah, I know, we are, yeah.
Yeah.
So it is July.
Yeah, it should be July when they're done. There's a few there's a few final things that they're working on. One of the smaller tanks, after the headworks that we added on to, has got a leak in it. It's not uncommon. But they're battling on getting that fixed. And it's actually, we fill the tank partially, and it's there's a allowance for doing that. And we're seeking out, they're going to test it differently later this week if it's not this stuff. Then they've got some work they need to do in the main tanks, but they've passed their leakage test. They've been through their wet testing. Once they get the repairs done on it, then they should be ready to start putting things online.
You do.
Protecting me.
I was gonna say, what was the committee we put him on?
Trash, wasn't it?
Probably.
I think he's heading up a whole phase B on the sewer project.
It's okay.
Does anybody else have any more questions about what's going on with sewer or water or?
Probably. God.
Okay, next we have Mr. John Obermeyer.
All right, I'm here to request cooperation for a water issue. I can pass these pictures out. They're black and white. Sorry about that, but the problem exists in this area since black and white was a thing. But most of you probably already know we're getting ready to go through a huge expansion, and that's currently getting water from one side of Bill Evans Avenue to the other side. This is a big issue. We've worked with Commonwealth and Cash Wagner they coordinated back and forth to determine what needs to happen at that intersection of all of our drainage pipes coming in to both catch all the drainage off our property and our building, as well as the surface water that's running down the street, coming off the street into that area. And what that requires is a 60-inch manhole with a 30 by 30 grate on top of that to catch surface water. We would have two 18-inch culverts, pipes coming in from our property with a 21-inch oval concrete pipe under the road. So I think there's been some discussion between Kathy, myself, and with Commonwealth and Cash Wagner what needs to be done. I've got the plans for what they required. I mean, Eric's probably providing as well. Probably got copies of that stuff.
Yeah.
But my question is, my request is that we get this approved and we don't slow us down in our process. We could have all this work completed probably within 2.5 to 3 weeks. And it really is kind of one of our first steps before we can really continue on. I do have a bid here for the entirety, for the setting the manhole with the 30 by 30 grate on it and running the pipe under the road with a concrete backfilled onto the road up to the surface. That's the contractor that's going to be doing the work, the drainage work for me. It just makes sense to leave him there and go ahead and complete the work and get it done in an expedient manner.
When you say complete the work, John, are you saying once it gets off your property, it goes under the road?
That's the completion of this portion. Yeah.
You still have this
And still-
project,
And
Yeah,
Eric's
on
gonna,
them.
yeah, he's gonna
which is a future thing going on with that ditch on.
Yes, yeah. Has been it. So this is a Bill Evans, and it's Jim Hoff. And the pipes are too small there. And then it goes into a lake before it discharges into the tributary to Huffman. So we really don't know. We know those pipes are too small, yeah, Jim Hoff, but we don't know what size that needs to capture a little bit more water. So we've got to figure the elevations, the slopes that it really needs to be given that flow. And then on beyond that. So,
But there's no more flow. I mean,
yeah, so we're basically, this kind of gives us an opportunity to fix one street where you guys are doing this project, but we still got to fix.
right.
And it's gonna come at a faster rate now. That's the problem. I mean, you got 28,000 square foot of building coming down into gutters, into piping straight out. And then all of our, currently, we've got probably 18,000 square foot of gravel parking lot that is absorbing some of it. It's shedding some of it to eventually get into a ditch. All that's gonna drop into underground pipes and out. So it's a pretty rapid movement of water from the time it begins to the time it starts flowing into that road.
Where's the code? Here to pass the code down.
And that bid doesn't cover any, right? It simply covers the 60-inch structure, they call it, and the pipe that's connecting, that's going underneath the road.
And the grate.
And the grate, yes. Keep in mind that the grates and the structure and the pipe that's underneath the road right there was paid for by us in 2021. Or no, sorry, 2014. And that's at that time what they told needed to do there, but
All right.
it just can't go through.
And we're having some different rain events than we used to have, I feel like.
Yeah, and those pictures are the extremes. I
Yeah.
mean, you know.
Yeah.
Come with a sales pitch prepared, right?
Yeah.
Those, you know, that was the worst it had ever been.
Yeah.
And currently, if we, I don't know where the picture is, with, on the other side of Bill Evans, if we have a rain event like we did that time, that water would be, the baseball field might not even, it might not even.
Survive.
Yeah, it'll survive. It just goes.
Uh-huh.
wow.
So a John boat on it at this point. but-
And John is gonna pay for all the, work that's being done. We're just paying for the actual infrastructure.
Yeah, the work to put it underneath the road is that labor is included in that. But yeah, all the
Okay.
other, on the other side of that structure, everything on our property is all,
Okay.
is all us.
Does anybody have any questions?
No.
Which age were you mentioned? What department?
Yeah, we would probably take it from edit. Is that what you think? Okay. Do I have a motion to the infrastructure and labor for the manhole piping? Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that's gonna come from edit.
And we just want to say thank you for investing in Rockport.
Yep.
Expansion. We
I
appreciate you.
appreciate it.
And all the other businesses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We really.
Stay focused on my.
Hey, we just really appreciate what you're
Yeah.
doing for the community and all aspects of your business. So thank you.
You get some taxes here shortly. so-
Absolutely. So thank you.
So, I mean, can we proceed with it? And then how's that process work?
Yeah.
Like, Have John build it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
I'm a fan for a big overall. We have a new gal out at Lincoln Pioneer Village. Her name is Sarah Collins, and Nancy had trained her for a couple weeks. And she was asking if the village has to be open for the holidays. And so I was gonna get you guys' opinions on how you felt, if you felt anything about it, or if you didn't.
That's all.
The holiday, she was wondering if the village could be closed the same as the rest of the city on holidays.
What's visitation like on holidays?
That's.
I had Megan look it up, and so one day we collected, I think, $20, and another day we collected 40.
Can we
So-
afford to let these back?
You know, it was roughly, one day and
Yeah.
6 people another. So,
I would think so.
And how, is Nancy doing better?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't
But
think
we
so.
will discuss after.
So, do I have a motion that we can let them off on holidays too?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
I also met B&B Extermination out there. I think it was yesterday. I've lost track of time. And he went through all of the cabins. Of course, the transportation cabin's gonna be the hardest because it's got holes and
Yeah.
it's open to the outside. But he quoted me a price of $140 a month to spray all the cabins. And then we can do extra treatments, but he said that he can bring in a truck, he can spray all around the cabins, which would help with the transportation cabin. And it also helps with mosquitoes, ticks, fleas, brown recluse, ladybugs, and several other flying insects.
Now he's a killer.
Exterminators.
With that, I don't want to say the word termite, but would that be included? Some type
I don't think it does. He didn't say anything about termites. I
Okay.
think that's a special
Does.
Yeah.
treat.
Okay.
But I was just thinking, if we
Yeah.
have the public out there, especially like Heritage Day,
Yeah.
if it doesn't rain, he said he could even come before that. That's $500. And we could do it 1, 2, or 3 times. You wouldn't need to really do it in the winter, I don't feel like. So I was even thinking of just spring and fall. Where he could go out there and just kind of blast around.
What prompted this? Is there a problem out there now?
Well, I mean, there's always bugs and everything's out in the cabins and there's spiders and,
Well, how they,
and spider webs all over the place. And whenever they go out to clean it, they have
They
to
had their.
go through all of that fun stuff.
what
He
about
also
the
told
community
us-
building? Is-
everything they
That's not
use.
included at all in any.
I don't know if they're spraying for the community building now or not. Do you know? I know they spray here. And I was thinking they did go out to the community building. But she even said that her museum didn't have a lot of problems. It was mainly just the cabins. So he was gonna go ahead and put up some cameras to see what happens at night. But, so I was just wondering if you guys would accept this and how many times we could spray outside too. He has 3 times down here, but
At
we,
140.
at 500 for each outside,
Oh.
each cabin spray.
So
But
what's the 140 per month?
it's inside the cabins.
Inside.
Yeah, like all around the baseboards and the ceiling,
Okay.
which is probably gonna take them about an hour and a half because there's a lot of cabins out there.
140 each cabin?
No, how much?
Okay,
A month.
okay,
I think it is 25 a cabin.
13 buildings.
That's really a good deal.
Three changes, we got Saturday.
We could do that 3 times, whatever you guys think. There's, most of the time it's open in the daytime, so mosquitoes usually hide in the bushes during the daytime, and we usually don't run across them about
But
it.
if it's damp and there's water,
Yes.
you're gonna have mosquitoes.
And then I was gonna, either she will go out there and he said they needed to be dusted, but I don't know if you've ever been to the cabins, but I don't think you can
Yeah.
get that dust off.
I don't know.
But so I said, maybe if we just took out, like a leaf blower and wore a mask and stuff and blew the cabins out, that would help too.
Yeah.
Eliminate all of that.
Yeah.
So I had motion to pay $140 a month. And I was thinking 2 sprays, which would be $500 each in the spring and the fall.
Should that be a separate proposal?
Probably.
Okay,
Okay. Do I have a motion to pay $140 a month to have bud sprayed out of the cabins?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then about the $500, do you think we need to do it 1, 2, or 3 times?
I think twice, spring and fall.
Yeah.
Before winter.
We have I was thinking if we could do it before each Heritage Day
Yeah, that
event,
would be great.
that would help out a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll like that even on here and give them those days.
So you made that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Do I
We
have
do
a
that
second?
once a year.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. I don't think
While we're on that out, has any more been talked about the old,
The shelter house? We're working on that.
it's an ongoing.
still,
Yes, it's a long process of finding someone who will work on it and then finding funds for it to be worked on.
Kathy, is there any way we could get a new American flag at the top of the?
We are.
Oh,
I'm
good,
working on
good.
it, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've had a few parents.
I
walk up
know,
to me
it's in
and go,
bad shape. I've
"Hey."
even thought about not putting one up there because it
Yeah.
is so difficult.
Yeah.
But now one of our police officers does have a lift and John Michael has a lift.
Oh, great. Good.
So, because there for a while,
Yeah, it's
Joe
on
did
that.
it, and
Yeah,
so it was
yeah.
a little bit easier, but there's no easy way to get
No,
up there. It's
no.
horrible. Cause I
Yeah,
thought, well, maybe I shouldn't even put one up there because but yes, he's planning on doing it
great.
soon.
Thank you. Excellent.
Harley went to the schools with the kids there about 250 years of America. And so they designed a flag that will replace these Rockport, Indiana flags on Main Street.
Oh, okay.
And they had a little winner. I'll send you a picture of who won. And so we're gonna get some flags made for Main Street
Oh, that was
to
good.
celebrate.
Really good.
Good.
Okay, is there anything else? Yes.
No, I don't think we ever officially awarded or accepted the bid for the low bidder for the lead service line project. There's a form, there's
Oh,
a letter I need
Oh.
the mayor to sign for the financing for that. So it would be appropriate for us to make a motion, I think, to accept the low bidder as the low responsible bidder with Love Excavating. The base bid and the mandatory alternates, that was $1,134,000.
Was it
Here we go,
$134,095?
$95.
You take me.
Yeah. Yeah.
all I heard was 95.
And it was
Zero
love.
cents, 0 cents.
do I have a motion to accept Love Excavating for the lead service line?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Alrighty.
John Michael's yours?
Okay, it's fraction. You ruined it, right? Mine was about 50, I think.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion. We adjourn.
Yay, do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks y'all very much.
Thank you.